Hey, what's up everybody? ForneverWorld here, and today I'm coming at you with a question. What would have happened? What would have Dragon Ball been like had Grandpa Gohan not found Goku? Now there are so many interesting avenues you could go about with this one, and I was just thinking about it. It's like, wow, the series would obviously be tremendously different. First of all, if Grandpa Gohan didn't find Goku, he wouldn't have changed the boy by dropping him on his head and making him lose his memory. So he would have been automatically going to try to finish his same mission. So automatically he would have been evil. Now, we would have had people trying to stop him, obviously, because we do know that there are some great warriors on Earth. We would have had Grandpa Gohan. We would have had Master Roshi. We would have had who else? Tien's instructor, I think is the Crane Hermit. We would have had a few people that would have attempted to stop Goku, because even though he's a baby, going Uzaru form, giant ape, he would have been pretty strong. But the thing is, let's just say he's a year old or something, right? And he goes Uzaru. Uzaru only multiplies the strength by 10. However, regardless, it is a giant ape. So even if, let's just say, Goku's power level is a 5 times 10, 50, they'd still have a trouble because this is a giant ape. One smack would still tremendously hurt. So how would that go about? I would say this. First of all, Master Roshi gotta care if he want to stop him, because Master Roshi, like, he wants to defend the Earth, don't get me wrong, and everything. Like, he has that justice within him, but at the same time, he has to track down Goku. Like, what about if Goku doesn't even become Uzaru form? He just happens to avoid looking at the moon until he's a little older, for whatever case may be. Then he would have gotten older and would have been even more stronger and more of a force for Roshi to try to take down. Now, if Krillin would have automatically, even without Goku, still joined up with Roshi and trained, there's a possibility that if in a later date, if Goku didn't really have all these adventures and he got older and he still didn't destroy the Earth with Uzaru, there's a possibility that Krillin might have had a chance to go up against him in the future, because he would have been a lot weaker. Goku wouldn't have had all this amazing, training that he had, tournament after tournament. He probably would have been a different person. What about if he would have grew up, with drug dealers or something? Would have been just a completely different person. Now, I imagine that Krillin's training might not have been enough. So it probably would have been if, some of the warriors survived, the early warriors, like, again, Roshi, Gohan, and stuff, and they teamed up with Krillin and maybe Yamcha, because Yamcha would have still been abandoned, but he probably would have gotten stronger little by little, I guess, eventually. I imagine a bunch of people would have teamed up to try to take down Goku. I don't know if they would have been able to defeat him, because it depends on where he's at. If he's a baby and he goes to Zaru, then they might have been able to defeat him if they could track him down quickly and, get rid of him. They would have not known about the tail thing, which is a problem, because they would have been fighting, trying to, like, just defeat him and not thinking, oh, well, the moon is the power, the tail is the power. It would have been a difficult struggle. Overall, there would be no Dragon Ball Z, there would be no GT, there would be none of that had he been found again by, like, some other people, elderly couple in a forest or something. He just wouldn't have been Goku. There's so many avenues that you could go up with had Grandpa Gohan not found Goku, because it's just endless possibilities. What about if he was found by a monk or something that did train him, and he got even stronger? Like, the monk trained him for years and years and years, and by the time he's 15 or something, the monk was training him. There's so many endless possibilities you could do with this. But let me know what your thoughts are. If Grandpa Gohan didn't find Goku, how do you think Dragon Ball, or not even Dragon Ball, just that universe, would have gone? Like, do you think the Red Ribbon Army would have gone after him to defeat him? Give me your thoughts on how Goku would have been stopped, if Goku would have been stopped. Or do you think that Goku would have been little by little destroying planet Earth until eventually Vegeta, Nappa, Raditz, arrive on Earth, and then ultimately they finish it off? Let me know in the comment section below, or with a video response, because this would be an awesome topic to discuss, and I would love to hear your thoughts on it. But that's all I have for you guys today. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, have an awesome day, people.